Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope everyone has settled down, found their seats, and helped themselves to the food at the back. So my name is Nicholas Amaya. I'll be helping to MC and keep the flow of things as we go today. We're all very excited, and we have an amazing set of panelists here next to me who can ultimately help you get a better understanding of how we can get ahead in this real estate market. So to get right into it, I'll briefly introduce all of our speakers. So I'll begin with Humberto Gomez, who has been a realtor since 2006, and since then has been a member of the Canadian Real Estate Association and the Kitchener-Waterloo Real Estate Board, now the Waterloo Board. He has not only have the real estate wealth manager designation, but is also a real estate investor. And amongst his many accomplishments, he's the co-author of the award-winning book, Living in a Diamond Mine.
Thank you, Nico. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and good evening to those who are joining us online too. Let me just start with the next 10 minutes. I will share with you where the opportunities are in today's market. And one of the reasons we decided to select this topic is because there's a lot of uncertainty because of the interest rates going up. Even though there seems to be uncertainty, there are opportunities, and that's what we're going to talk about. But first, we're going to understand where the opportunities are. First, we need to understand how the market works. It basically is supply and demand, like any other market. And the demand works is more people want something, the higher the price will tend to be. On the other hand, the supply is higher, the price will tend to be lower. So how these two things interact is if you have more supply than demand, basically the price is going to be lower. And if you have more demand than supply, we're going to have a higher price. And in order to have a balanced market for real estate, we need to have the same demand as the supply. And for real estate would be 120 to 100 days of inventory to have a balanced market. So let's see how the demand works or what affects the demand. First is the population growth, the interest rates, the local economy, and the general emotional state of the population. Let's talk about first the population growth. More people there is, the more demand for houses, for housing there will be. So, and the population will grow based on the birth rate and immigration. According to the region of Waterloo government, the projected population by 2031 is going to be 729,000 people in the region. And by 2041, we are going to be 835,000 people. So the population is going to grow significantly in the coming years. So interest rates, two things about the interest rates. First, it is a tool for the government to control inflation. And also, it limits the purchase capacity of buyers. 1% increase in the interest rate represents a 10% decrease in the purchasing power. And the opposite also happens when the interest rate comes down, the purchasing power will go up by 10%. And something very, very important to keep in mind is that they go up and down with inflation. So let's see what is happening with inflation. If you see in 2022, we ended up with 6.8% inflation. As of right now, the average is 4.1%. And if you see the first line, you can see that trend in inflation is going down. And this is the projection from the Bank of Canada. We're going to be at 3.5 by 2024, and we're going to reach our goal by 2020. By 2025, we're going to reach the goal of 2% in interest. And as I said, when inflation comes down, the interest rates will follow. So local economy, here we have a pretty strong local economy, even though we don't have the best unemployment rate, we're still strong. General emotional state of the population. This is kind of hard to explain, but it's how optimistic is the people about the future, and based on that, they are gonna make their purchasing decisions. If you don't believe me, this is true. Do you remember this? During COVID, people were hoarding toilet paper. I still don't get it, but that happened. So it's part of the emotional state of the population. So now let's talk about the supply. The supply will come from the resale of homes or from new construction. That's it. As of October the 2nd, we had 77 days of inventory. You remember what I told you? 120 to 180 days of inventory to have a balanced market. And the new construction is 4,600 homes last year. They started. So we know that the supply is growing and the demand is growing. So what's going to happen? According to the Smart Prosperity Institute from the University of Ottawa, they conducted a study to find out what is it that we need to do to put an end to the housing market. And do you know what they found out? They found out that we need to build more houses. And in Ontario, we need 1.5 million homes, new homes. And in the region of Waterloo, we need close to 71,000 homes to bring the market just to a balanced market. That means that we need almost 8,000 homes per year. And as of right now, we are on 54%. I mean, if we keep on track as of how we are doing, we're going to be ending with 54% of that goal. That's it. So most likely, what's going to happen? We're going to continue in a seller's market because of the shortage of inventory, unless something dramatic happens with the new construction. And interest rates are likely to come down because inflation is coming down. And when interest rates come down, home prices will go back up again. So this is what has happened in the region of Waterloo in the terms of the median price. If you see here, you can see it has gone up all the way until here. If you bought before 2021, I mean, you already have a lot of equity in your home. If you bought at the peak of the market, don't worry because the prices are gonna go back up again. And if you notice here, say, what happened in here? There was an inflection point. It was because of COVID hit, and then the interest rates dropped, and then look at how much the home price increased in a short period of time. And now the prices are going back up again. I mean, you don't see it here, but the last report, we had a little increase in the average price. So where are the opportunities? First, for first-time home buyers, if someone wants to buy their first home, it is better to buy now than to buy later because it's gonna be more expensive in the future. Second, for homeowners moving up, if they sell now, they are gonna sell at a lower price, but they are gonna buy at a lower price too. For investors, this is where there is a lot of opportunity because rents have gone up a lot. In 2020, a townhouse was renting for $2,000, and in 2023 for $3,000. It's a 50% increase in only 3 years. Also, this opens up the door to negotiate a new rent above the Ontario rent control guidelines. And finally, because you can find properties where the tenants are better or underpaying tenants, so you can buy a property at a discount. Now you can have rental income from your own home. You can rent part of the house with the basement, extra bedroom. It can be short-term rental or a long-term rental. Also, now we have the opportunity, especially here in Kitchener, to intensify the use of the land with the duplex in a single home, even in a semi-detached. Then we had the 3 units. Now you can build a tiny home in the back of your in the backyard. And coming soon, 4 units. This has been approved. So out of a single detached home, you're gonna be able to have a 4-plex. So if you want to know what's happening in the future, want to find out where the opportunities are, make sure that you track the market. We have a monthly report that you can get for free. There's no cost to it. You just, if you want to receive it, just let us know and we'll include you on the list. We have a list here to sign up. And if you want to know, according to your specific situation, what the options for you are, contact us. We'll meet with you and explore the options together. Thank you very much for your attention.